Distinguished guests, councillors, chief officers, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding to receive the worshipful, the Mayor of Knowsley, Councillor Frank Walsh.
Thank you, colleagues. Please be seated. Welcome everyone to the 2017 annual meeting. In particular, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests and especially our new Metro Mayor, Steve Rotherham. Can I remind everyone that all mobile phones should be turned to silent for the duration of the meeting, and can I ask all members to ensure that they use the microphones. Please note that as usual, the Council will be filming and recording this meeting. This will include people sitting in the public gallery. A copy of the film will be uploaded to the Knowsley Council YouTube site in due course following this meeting. I also refer everyone to the order paper that has been placed in front of them and on each of the seats in the public gallery. An attendance list has been circulated for any apologies to be recorded. I will now proceed to item number 1 on the agenda. Item number 1, declarations of interest.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A number of interests have been declared in items 10, 9 and 10, and these are set out on the order paper.
Thank you. Item number 2, election of Mayor for 2017-2018. Can I invite nominations for the election of Mayor of Knowsley for 2017-18? Councillor Moorhead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. May I move Councillor Frank Walsh, yourself, to be elected again this year to be our Borough Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Moorhead. Councillor Murphy.
I duly second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. In view of the motion put forward, I am going to hand the meeting over to the Deputy Chairperson of the Council, Councillor Dave Williams, for this item. Councillor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Colleagues, it has been moved and seconded that Councillor Frank Walsh be elected Mayor of the Borough of Knowsley for 2017-18. Is this agreed?
Agreed.
The motion is agreed. I declare that Councillor Frank Walsh be elected for the Mayor of Knowsley for 2017-18.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Distinguished guests, councillors, chief officers, ladies and gentlemen, can I now start by saying what an honour it is to represent the Borough of Knowsley for yet another year. Thank you to my proposer, Councillor Moorhead, and my seconder, Councillor Murphy, and my fellow members of the Council for supporting this motion. I would also like to say a huge thank you to my niece Janet for being my mayoress this past year. Unfortunately, Janet is unable to be here today, but I would like to thank her for a committed contribution and hard work over the past 12 months. We have both had a fabulous year, and I am pleased to say that with your help we have raised approximately £16,000 with further donations yet to be received for the 2016-17 chosen charity. My mayoress for this year is my sister-in-law Eileen Walsh, a past employee of this council. Eileen, I am sure that she will enjoy the year ahead representing the Borough of Knowsley just as Janet did. I am really pleased once again that Canon Malcolm Rogers from St Gabriel's Church will remain as my chaplain for 2017-18. You all know Malcolm, and I would like to thank him once again for his continued support. For the forthcoming year, I have chosen two very deserving charities which I am going to support. They are Willowbrook Hospice, which will be my main charity, and Lindale Cancer Support, which I will be making a donation to. I'm pleased to say that the representatives from both the charities are here with us today in the public gallery. Colleagues, I am sure following the meeting that if you have any questions that you'd like to ask Alan Chick and Nikki Saunders from Willowbrook Hospice and Thelma Smith and Wynne Pickup from Lindale Cancer Support will be more than happy to answer your questions. Colleagues, once again, thank you. Item number 3, Liverpool City Region Combined Authority mayoral election results. The report of the returning officer is attached to item 3 on the agenda for members' information. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the council to congratulate Steve Rotherham formally on his election to the new role of the Liverpool City Region Mayor, and I am sure that we all want to offer Knowsley's support to him in that role. And colleagues, once again, can you join me in congratulating the Mayor in the usual way? Members, do you agree to note that report? Item number 4, appointment of the Leader of the Council, Councillor Chris O'Hare.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I move that Councillor Andy Moorhead be appointed Leader of the Council until the AGM meeting of the Council in 2018. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor O'Hare. Councillor Murphy.
Julie seconds, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Colleagues, are there any questions or comments from members of the Council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
The motion is carried. I declare that Councillor Andy Moorhead be elected Leader of the Council until the annual general meeting in 2018. Item number 5, Leaders' Report. Councillor Moorhead. Colleagues, the Leaders' Report has been tabled for your information. Councillor Moorhead, I understand that you would also like to make an announcement.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Can I? Excuse me. Colleagues, like me, I'm sure that you remember the day nearly 3 years ago when officers informed us that in this chamber that our children's services have been judged by Ofsted to be inadequate. It came as a shock to us all, a huge disappointment and a wake-up call. We were told that children were not safe and that the government would therefore intervene. We knew that we had to accept the challenge and sort out this mess. A year later, when you elected me to be your leader of the council, I promised that I would leave no stone unturned in my efforts to ensure that our children's services improved. You have backed me all the way, and I'm grateful for all of your support. And I'm more grateful to Gary and Joan, respective cabinet members for children's services, who've done most of the heavy lifting to make sure that our children's services has improved. Today I'm delighted to be able to tell you that I've seen a copy of the Ofsted report following their re-inspecting of our children's services in March this year. Their report, unfortunately, will not be published until the 30th of June due to something called payday, but I think you deserve to know what Ofsted are saying about this borough. The report could not be any more different than a report in 2014. Not only does it clearly spell out that we are no longer inadequate, it goes on to say that we are being rated as good for leadership, we were inadequate in 2014, good for adoption, we were inadequate in 2014, and good for support to care leavers, we required improvements in 2014. Our services for children in need and help and protection have been judged to require improvements. They were inadequate in 2014. And our services for children in care have also improved. It will be fair to say that our children's services are unrecognisable when compared to the state they were in 3 years ago. We have achieved this significant improvement through a programme of wholesale, effective transformation. We adopted a whole council approach, we included all our partners, and we've all worked tirelessly to improve outcomes for vulnerable children in Knowsley. And we have succeeded in making outcomes for our children everyone's business in the borough. I'm delighted with this outcome, and we should all be proud of the collective efforts of strong leadership from members, council officers and our partner agencies. We have achieved a level of improvement seldom seen. So much so that the Chief Exec and I actually wrote to every single member of our staff involved in social care, children's social care, to congratulate them on the hard work that they've done over the successive couple of years. So from the mess we found ourselves in 3 years ago, we are now the best performing council for children's services in the city region, and one of the best in the northwest of the country. There is more to do, and we will not be complacent. We will carry out with our commitment to make our children's services the best they can be, even though our finances are going to be cut again over the next couple of years. We are already working on the next phase of improvement journey, and I know that Joan will keep every member informed, which she's already done. For now, it seems right and proper that we all should take time to recognise our achievements. Not Andy Moorehead's show, it's every single member, every single officer, every single person that's got an interest in children in Knowsley have been involved in this process. So with that, I'd like to thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Moorhead. Colleagues, do members agree to note that report? Agreed. Item number 6, committee members and other appointments. Councillor C.
I'll move those recommendations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor C. Councillor Murphy.
I second.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Colleagues, once again, are there any questions or comments from members of the council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 7, timetables of meetings. Councillor C.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll move those recommendations.
Thank you, Councillor C. Councillor Murphy.
And I second.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Colleagues, once again, any questions or comments from members of the council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 8, amendments to the Constitution. Councillor C.
I'll move those recommendations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor C. Councillor Murphy.
I second.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Once again, colleagues, any questions or comments from members of the council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 9, councillor representation on outside bodies. Councillor C.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll move those recommendations.
Thank you, Councillor C. Councillor Murphy.
And I second.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Again, colleagues, any questions or comments from members of the council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 10, scheme of members' allowances. Councillor Moorhead.
Can I move them recommendations, please, Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Councillor Moorhead. Councillor C.
And I'll second those recommendations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor C. Colleagues, once again, any questions or comments from members of the council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 11, are the minutes of the meeting of the council held on the 22nd of March 2017 agreed as a correct record?
Agreed, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Moorhead. Item number 12, any other items? I have no items of an urgent nature, and I declare the annual meeting closed. Members are asked to move to the agenda and papers for the special meetings of committees. Item number 1. Appointments of chairpersons and vice chairpersons. Councillor C.
Happy to move those recommendations, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor C. Councillor Murphy. Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Again, colleagues, any questions or comments from members of the council? Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Colleagues, there are no further items of business. Can I thank you all for your attendance here this afternoon, and I now declare the meeting closed.
Please be upstanding for the Mayor.